just a few days, we'll be celebrating Mother's Day, and I want to wish all the moms out there happy Mother's Day. Moms are a wonderful blessing. I have a wonderful mom, and my wife is a great mother. We've been blessed with 3 kids, a 17-year-old boy and a 13 and 8-year-old girl. And kind of in honor of Mother's Day and Father's Day here in May and June, on Truth for Today, I'm going to be talking about family issues. And today I want to talk about the purpose of parenting. There's a phrase that I really believe in, and it says begin with the end in mind. And the idea is if you don't know where you're going, how are you ever going to know if you really get there? And so I think knowing the purpose of something is incredibly important. Otherwise, we just kind of wander around aimlessly. So I think it's very important for us to understand and then parent based on what God's purpose is for parents. And the Bible really defines that for us in the Old Testament book of Malachi when it says that it's God's purpose that we raise up godly offspring. And so that leads to the question, well, what's godly offspring? Well, I believe the way that the Bible defines godliness is being like Jesus Christ, who is God come in the flesh. When we want to know what God's like, we look to Jesus. So if we want to talk about being godly, we're talking about being like Jesus. Well, how does that relate to kids and parenting? Well, the Bible doesn't say a whole lot about Jesus when he was a child, but it does say in Luke chapter 2 that his parents took Jesus back to Nazareth and that he was subject to them. And it says that he grew in wisdom and stature and in favor with God and man. And those are really the verses that I have based my parenting on. It tells me that there's really 5 things we're striving for with our kids. We're teaching them to be subject to proper authority. We're disciplining them, in other words. And discipline is really breaking their self-will, where they understand that they have to be subject to God's authority and people's authority and obey and do what they're told. It says that he grew in wisdom. It's talking about intellectual development. Education is very important. He grew in stature. It's talking about physical development, exercise, eating right. Those kind of things are an important part of parenting. He grew in favor with men. He grew socially. It's important that we help our kids develop in that way. And then he grew in favor with God. He grew spiritually. So trying to lead our kids to Christ when they're old enough, helping them grow spiritually, crucial part of parenting. So just 3 practical takeaways from this. Number 1, balance is really important. I think all 5 of those areas are crucial. Sometimes parents just focus on one thing, whether it be education, whether it be sports, whether it be even spiritual, but I don't think it's either or, it's having balance. Number 2, this really guides even how I pray for my children. I pray for my kids to grow in wisdom and stature and in favor with God and man. And number 3, it really does guide me as it defines the purpose and the goal of what I'm trying to accomplish with my kids. And I'd encourage you to look at those verses and use them in your parenting as well.